Hello, everyone. This is Aziza Jalaluddin, Shine, co-founder of Shine Academia de Edificación, Shine ADA. And here I am in Malaysia today. We just arrived in KL, Kuala Lumpur, in Subang Holiday Villa. So it's very late at night. So if you can see, it's kind of fun and cozy in the hotel room. And while I'm on this call, this is an exciting call for me because I am communicating here from Malaysia to my dearest brother in San Diego, USA. And this dear brother of mine, Eric Mowrey, is the founder of Creative Direction Results Media. It's a video production company. So he is an amazing teacher, a good friend, an awesome production crew for our Money and You network, where we do our programs in the US and India. He comes in to support a lot with his logistics know-how, and he is here with us today. The purpose of today's call is very much to get everybody to meet my dear brother and also get to learn about the Money and You journey he's been on. And he's an awesome teacher for me because he brings in so much of love, so much of presence, and so much of heart to the work of Money and You, only because the way it has shifted his life. So let's hear it from him. And let's hear from you, brother. Hello to you.
Hello, sister. How are you? All the way in KL. Yes, here in San Diego, northern San Diego, I live in Escondido is a city, and my backyard is what's called the San Diego Wild Animal Park. I guess they call it Safari Park now. So if you do hear an elephant or a giraffe, you're not going crazy. It's an elephant or a giraffe. It's my backyard. And the sun's coming up right now here, and it's just fantastic. I'm watching the hillside, and just so pleasure to be with you today, as always, and talking, something that we talk about all the time is money and you, and the term that we use, the processional effect of it, how it plays out in our lives here, local, and then what I've really learning from DC over the last several years is the global perspective that we now operate in, and the consciousness of a global perspective of one world. And it's really coming. So yeah, so the fact that we're talking to you across the planet right now is indicative and reflective of that too. Yeah, so very cool.
Fantastic. And I know that you did Money and You when. Maybe you can give us a brief about when you did Money and You and how it was like for you, what inspired you to be in the Money and You, and that would be a good intro for us to understand more of your work.
Yeah, absolutely. Excuse me one second. Clear my throat so I.
Okay, there is a little bit of a technical error here. We'll sort it out shortly. Okay, he's going to come on the call shortly, and I can see that his line is getting cut off. But anyway, we'll wait for him to come back because today's call is very much about conscious global entrepreneurs, the importance of connecting with self and connecting with the world. And yesterday we had a call with Dame DC Cordova, our CEO of Accelerated Business School and the Money and You program. She shared very interesting perspectives about global entrepreneurship business and how world peace, and that's what we stand for, world peace through business. That's what we are standing for. We want to really support, and we have a completely awesome global platform and a community that is committed to uplifting humanity consciousness through business. We're talking about serious world peace through business. I think that's an awesome journey to be on, because in being in business, and when we completely get about being in business, is a lot about adding value to self and others in the most energizing, in the most powerful way. And when we talk about this, it is very much the community and the people that stand with us in this journey. So for me, maybe while waiting for Eric, I would love to share about what we do in Shine. Shine stands for Self-Help International Network Enterprise, and we are based in Singapore. And we've been in the journey of uplifting humanity consciousness and being in the Money and You program, and promoting the work of Money and You, as well as our own Shine programs that is about creating powerful mentors in this part of the world. So we have been working with entrepreneurs, trainers, and coaches from Singapore, Malaysia, India, and also definitely in China and other parts of Asia. And now through the Money and You Network, we are very well connected in USA. That's how we are in communication with Brother Eric Mowrey. And we have an awesome team in USA. When we went there in February this year, we connected with some great, heartful entrepreneurs who are so committed to world prosperity, global prosperity, committed to the work of being connected to a higher vision as well as a higher self, so that we can contribute more to society. So talking about me, my personal background, I'm a Singaporean born Indian who was brought up speaking Chinese. I'm Chinese educated, so I have a huge network of China friends, and I've been to China to speak on entrepreneurship to the Chinese entrepreneurs. And as well as in Singapore, Malaysia, we connect a lot with Indians and Malays as well. And being part of certain groups of communities and chambers, we have been able to empower a lot of people in this part of the world with consciousness, with the power of wanting to have a greater clarity in mind and soul at the spirit level. Why would entrepreneurship inspire anyone? You know, many people, I've had so many people come to me and ask me, what business will be a good business to do? And that's a very common question many people come up with to mentors and consulting companies. But, you know, I still remember my first trip to India talking about business, because as much as I have many relatives in India who are entrepreneurs, which is, you know, in southern part of India, in Kanyakumari, we had our own platforms that were created through this work. And many of them come to us as asking us, what business? In that business in China, you know, that kind of questions. So when people ask what business is a good business to do, my first instinct initially was, why would you want to talk about, you know, what is a good business to do? Don't you know what is your passion? You should be doing that. But the truth is, many people do business just for money, and not that it's wrong. We need money. Money is very, very, very important. The perspective of doing business, the secondary effect, the ripple effect, as we say in Money and You, the precessionary effect is very much the money that flows in. What is the true purpose is what we focus on. What problem are you going to solve? And how much of value add are you giving to humanity, to mankind? That creates a lot of foundation to the work that we do. So when someone gets into a business and entrepreneurs, and especially nowadays we're looking at SMEs in this part of the world and around the world where entrepreneurship is the in thing, and we're talking about world peace through business, then there are those entrepreneurs and business owners, we call them SMEs, in places like Singapore, Malaysia, India, or even China. They have been so many years in business. They have been having awesome grounding, a lot of heart put into growing what they have been growing. And whether, you know, they have been doing well until a point in time where they feel like they're not able to move on, and they have this kind of a stuck feeling in them. And I have it that is due to many of their self-limiting beliefs, and there's many other stuff that goes into why someone feels stuck in as an SME. If they're going to go a journey, then the clarity, the consciousness around the way they run their business makes a lot of difference. And when we look at that consciousness, then we go down to the foundation of creating your true purpose, or assuming your true purpose. As Bucky tells us, you know, we always assume what is our purpose in life, and we live it. And then the truth unfolds as we move on while we assume our true purpose. So when you are focused in a business that is with a foundation of what we call the true purpose, or your passion, in other words, the problem you want to solve, then you see a lot of value in bringing into the table about what it is. And then with that problem solving modality, you create a business model around it, and that's where it really inspires people to work with you. Like our journey, as I said, you know, I was a full-time housewife, and to me, training and coaching and speaking, when I reflect back on it, yes, I have been always inspired to speak. At the same time, it is also something that I felt when I entered the Money and You platform, that there is a purpose for me to live, something that I need to give back to society. So I've assumed a purpose in uplifting humanity consciousness through business, together with my global team, a Shine team, who have stood for it for all the way. Like my founder, Dr. A.R. Ramesh Nambiar, who is the founder of Shine, has been in the business of training international professional speakers and trainers for the last 25 years, and he's been in the industry for 30 years. It's a lot about creating transformation leaders and mentors. So we are committed as a Shine team to create mentors. And this is something together with our partner, Simon Lim, who is been traveling to China since the 80s. So we are an awesome threesome team. And we have amazing associates around the world, like Mowrey. We are still waiting for him to get on the call. As you might see, I'm still blabbering here and giving you some inputs on what we are doing today. And we're really waiting for him to come on the call. I think he's having some difficulty. We will still get on the call in a while I complete this conversation with you. So under Shine, we have this threesome and we have associates around the world who commit to the work that we do. And we are so blessed and so grateful to be working with Accelerated Business School in the Money and You program, because it's the foundation for more than 36 years they've been around the world. It's almost 40 years now that they have been creating awesome conscious entrepreneurs, self-development gurus, and business leaders who have been contributing to the work of world peace. And if you go and Google all the graduates of Money and You, you'll be so amazed at the kind of work they are doing around the world. So, brother, you are back. Yay!
Automatic updates. You got to love it when you go live and you automatically update your computer. Thanks, computer. Way to go, Windows. Jump to
Okay.
No blame. We don't blame, shame, or justify. We just roll with it. And that's what I love. What you just did is you just rolled with it, right? We roll with the technology and we roll with life. So yeah, no panic, no pressure. We just keep on going, keep on keeping on. Yep.
All is well.
Yeah. And it's funny how those things happen too, right? And if we're digging in, this is the work playing out, right? It plays out in every single way. And instead of losing your mind or going into reaction, right? Or creating a story around, oh, I should have been smarter, or I'm just blah, 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 or blame it on my machine. It's all good. It's all good, right? You just roll with it, right? And the coolest thing's like just a moment, and that's not a big deal, by the way. There's many more big deals in this world and in our lives, but it's just those moments that you get this opportunity to make a choice, right? And this consciousness is through the work. I didn't have like this awareness and this tool set before. I would just go nuts, right? There'd be like throwing things and like anger and, frustration and
I would have said, oops, technical breakdown, we'll have a call another day, and you'll go off.
And as we know from DC, this systems break down all the time, right? And it's how we handle them and how we roll through them. So so a great way, Money New playing out right here in front of y'all. So,
yeah, absolutely. So I had a very interesting update on what we have been up to in the world and how you have come into our lives in terms of Money New Network. So please share with us about your experience, what it was for you before Money and You, and what's your journey with Money and You right now, and how often work together in Money and You.
Well, yeah, and again, thanks everyone for having patience and sticking through the the tech. Where I started to talk about is how I ended up in this room 5 years ago and not knowing any why I was really going, other than being compelled by a friend and someone who was she was showing me love. And learning love is one of the biggest things that I've gotten from Money You. Learning love from women in a way that we're safe together, right? And just allowing and being led, and not always being a physical or an intimate relationship. Actually learning to, wow, can learn a lot from these people, right? I learn a lot from you guys. And because what we've learned is that we need each other, right? We need the male, the masculine, and the feminine, especially in this room. Being safe, strong, and totally in love, and watching that happen over the last several years in the back of the room it influences the participants 100%, right? We're holding space, we're holding love. So I walked into the room 5 years ago not knowing what even the name of the program was, and looking for an exit. Right? I'm out of here, man. First break, I'm gone, especially when I see this powerful, beautiful, dynamic woman on stage, and I'm going, she don't know me. She don't know me, right? What do they want me to do? Balance my checkbook, pick some stocks here at this whole thing? I'm like, whatever. I go, my friend said, give it one break, Eric. Okay, cool. And then at the end of the one break, I said, I'm out. I'm gone. This place is crazy, right? They don't know me. They have no idea what they're talking about. And this lady from stage, she don't get it, right? Come on, Eric, give it one more break. All right, for you, I'll do it. And after that break, we played our very first Money New game. And at the end of that game, I said, wait a second. They actually might know me. And what they were really doing is allowing me to get to know me, right? Because in that game, that very first game, you show up, right? All your warts, everything about you shows up. And if you're willing to look at it, you go, dang, I am responsible for all this. This is me going out, because we know that games imitate life, right? And we get to show it, and it just reveals. And if you're willing to look at it, if you're willing to go there, and believe me, it's not as scary as you think, because once it comes to the light, you're like, oh. And what you find out, because most of that talk there is self stuff, that the person sitting right here and the person sitting right here and the guy with the clipboard and doing the thing is just like you. It's the same guy. It's the same lady. We're going through the same stuff, right? So when you realize that, wow, if we're being honest and truthful and we're cool, you're just going to realize that we're all in the same place, right? And we're all have the same basic core desires and needs, right? Love, family, respect, right? All these things that we all want, freedom, right? It just looks and acts so differently. And now that we're playing this global game, I get to see it played out in so many different places, but yet the essence is still the same. It's beautiful. Yeah. So I'm still going. I'm telling you about my experiences.
Yes. Well, you can share with us like how it has shifted your business and the way that you have been doing.
I mean, we could do hours on how Money New plays out in my life daily. And the comparative is like just yesterday, right? I was thinking about it before we started. He asked me how I started in the room, right? And 5 years ago, walking in there and then going through my Money New experience and then playing full out, going for it, right? But just cracked just like this much, right? Just like, oh, I could see it, right? What we call a brightness of future. I go, oh. And so what I did is I just came back next time and did what we're talking about now is logistics. And when I stepped in here, the back of the room, I was like, oh, wow. Something just went, doink. My logistics, I'm an artsy fartsy guy, right? I create and been making things since my entire life, my whole life. And I always said, I'm not too analytical. I'm not, mathematics and things like that. But I go, when I found logistics, I was like, oh, it's always been there. I just needed to flex it, right? And it's just the desire in me to come out. So in my business, what logistics has done for me is allowed me to really be analytical, and I say metaphysical, but it's really in its creativity. It comes, left brain, right brain stuff. I've been able to run this all the time. It's expanded my business in so many ways. Like when I showed up at Money New and that very first break when I wanted to leave, I met my best friend. Okay, so we break. I meet a guy. I meet Reggie Haley, my best friend on the planet, right? Our music master, right? We were actually shooting a gig last night. I meet him and we exchange, hey, how you doing, bro? Good to meet you. And then I walk out the door and 1 minute later, I meet my business partner right there, a guy named Kevin Hodge, and we're now doing this today. So Money New played out, which I couldn't see at the time, but I met two of the most pivotal men in my life within 1 minute of each other in a room that I wasn't sure why I was there, right? So if you start to look at these things, you get these gifts and receive these things, and you may not have the perspective or the ability to bring it up to let the soak happen, to let it in. But I'm telling you, the things that you get there, you cannot articulate or write it all down, because you just have to go and open, because you're going to get stuff that, I was supposed to get that thing. I was supposed to get responsibility or how to get along, synergize with team members, right? I get something new and different every time. And I've been back 16 times in a row, right? So it's like, I cannot get enough, because it's just fueled everything in me, from my business, yes. And even just the way that we do the work now. When I first started doing video, I live in San Diego, and I've tapped into this internet marketing world that's here. There's a lot of the biggest players in the industry, in the space, are here. And I used to make all these promo videos, or what we call launch videos, right? Sequencing and all these things. And I used to sell things for $97 all the time, right? $99, right? I don't do $99 anymore. I do $100. It's $100. And I tell my clients, if you want to work with me, it's $100. And why? Because who are you faking out, right? I know the math of the pre-99, how that works psychologically. I get that. But through this work and being involved, it's $100, right? I'm not faking anyone out anymore. Another thing that we would do a lot, a very common tactic in internet marketing, is to create scarcity, right? We create a false scarcity. A cart's closing in 6 minutes. You got to buy now, right? If you don't buy now, you're not going to get the deal. Sorry, I'm going to go there. Screw that. Sorry. You don't play games with people like that, right? I know that people won't do anything unless you close the cart. Okay. Don't let them do anything. I don't breathe small false scarcity into the work anymore. So when we get the scripts and it says, "Well, cart's closing," I go, "Can we change this?" Right? And I know it's not like indicative to business, right? But it's not the way we do business. I'm not going to create more scarcity on the planet. The people that you're talking to are already in scarcity. They're already there. So why pound on them? So I've seen the shift in the way that from the languaging to the messaging to just the energetic connection with that person on the other side, because they just trust me so much because I can really feel them now and tap into them and really start to get to, I used to say, I'm going to pull the essence out of you, right? No one wants that either. You just let it rise, right? We just hold it. I'm doing the same thing that I do in the back of the room that I do in the work and in life now. I'm holding space all the time for my clients, for my kids, for my friends, for you, my loves, all this stuff. We're just holding the same energetic space of confidence, no doubts, right? That's the biggest thing. Fear, get out of here, fear. You don't belong here. Fear, doubts, insecurities, all that stuff is gone, right? We just sit here and hold a very strong, masculine, centered space that just, you feel it, man. You feel it. And when we got Reggie and we got Pepe and we got your love, our bro, Dr. Mesh holding that corner. I mean, we hold these spaces like no other from a male side of it, right? And I love that. I didn't have any awareness of that going into my life before Money and You. Pretty cool.
Pretty cool and pretty powerful stuff. And yeah, absolutely. When you are there, and especially when I came to USA, I was just telling them that how we went in US, and that's something about working with Asians and working with people around the world. You get to really stretch your boundaries. And yes, I've met you before online. I've seen your videos, and I know you through Alejandra, our dear sister from Peru. She was there with met up with you. So to me, it was like you were like somebody that I would love to connect, but I don't know whether you would want to connect. So that's the kind of intuition and stuff. But when we were in the Money room, we were just like delving like one big family, so loving, and the foundation of the work that brings us together. I think that is magnificent. That's the power of the work that we do. So can you share a little bit more on how you gelled in with our Indian friends when you were in India, and how that shifted for you when you were traveling to this part of the world?
Yeah, I can. Just saying that question just puts me in right back there, right? And there's so much joy that it just wells up with tears, right? When I think of you guys and everyone that supported, every guy I can mention, in particularly Bharti. Him and I connected on a soul level. God, man, him and I connected on a soul level, kind of like you're saying, like, there's usually this online or Facebook or social kind of thing, and you see the pictures and you read the words, and you see that they're connected to your family in some way, but yet far off, right? But you get them. You just know them when you see them, and you're like, dang, I dig that guy, or I love her, right? When I used to see her, just like you were saying, I used to see her post for years, right? We've been in connection for years, and now it's like, amazing. But seeing these men, right? Chaps, as you might call them, right? These young guys everywhere, all the bros, as they say. I mean, we're talking 12, maybe 15 guys, maybe more. So and I'm talking core, like inner core, right? That all about the same age, very similar consciousness, and this light in them, this life that I've never seen here, right? I never experienced it so much here in the States, right? I love my country. I love where I live and the gratitude and fortunate. But man, getting this perspective of seeing how others do it and knowing they've got the same juice, and like me and Reg talk, like these guys are crazier than us, right? They're crazier than us. So what that means is like, let's go. We're not messing around. Let's do it. Raise the roof, right? And and it all started, it was again on these group calls and these hangouts. We're utilizing the technology, and then getting to meet Bharti and DP and Ram and Six Face, Armagan and Mohan and all these other guys, right? Sorry if I left your name out right in the moment, but as a collective, they've just raised this energy like I couldn't believe it, right? And so we were so pumped and excited to get there that any of the mystery or everything that we didn't know didn't matter, right? It was gone, because literally we show up in Chennai at 2 a.m. from a long travel, and you're all standing at the top of the stairs waiting for us. Man, I'll never forget, we get out of the cab and Bharti comes running down the stairs and jumps into my arms. I have no idea what this cat's gonna do, right? He's just, bro, and and I pick him up and I hold him, and it just kind of became a reoccurring thing with us, this is his expression, right? He's not playing or not trying to be anything different than who he is, and he just comes out, and all his guys this energy comes with him. And when he's holding this guy in the middle of, I don't even know where, right? I'm going, I'm in exactly where I need to be right now, right? Totally on purpose, right? On point, as we say. And just that connection with these guys, and what I want to say, what's really important, mostly what I've seen now in that experience and those beautiful days and everything you shared with us and the love of your country, and from, with Singapore and India connection and all the stuff you brought with you. But here's what I've seen now, where we're at right now and where we're going, is that this group, okay, I told you I've been to 16 Money News, right? And there's this constant theme that goes out. When you get to the end of the program, most people want to stay in connection, right? So they how do we start changing numbers and emails? And this is all independent, right? These people do it on their own. We don't encourage it, or it just happens, right? We just allow and it goes. So usually people want to stay in connection. The groups they do a little group, Facebook group, or they get together, have a potluck, and then it just, there's just about 20% stick around. And I've just never seen a class stay this tight before, right? I mean, they came in as a lot of friends and family, but the way that they're moving together as a group, as a unit now, is awesome. It's exactly indicative of the work, right? We had 50 plus people in Chennai for the very first India Money New. And I'm going to say, we have like half of them going to be on logistics with us? Close to, right? 15 to 20 of them are going to be on logistics. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? That does not happen. In my experience here in the States and other places I've gone, that does not happen, right? So cool. But yet now we're going to, I'm not saying this has to happen every time. I'm just saying this energy, this excitement, the understanding of the work, this global collection gathering is facilitating this, right? It's fostering the fact that these guys and girls, there's women here too, I'm not saying, but it's largely men, mostly young guys, have stayed together, right? And now here we are going to Bangalore, and this whole group's coming. I mean, they're getting the van and driving over, they're flying in, they can't wait. They're like already, every day, bro. I mean, once we announced that we were coming back, it's been nuts. It's been great, everyone's, okay, I'm gone. I'm coming, you're coming, I'm coming, right? And that's how it works. And that's what we really want to do, is just keep saying, we're coming, let's do this, right? So that, as we were talking about, okay, let's get the dates. As soon as that moved, that energy moved, everyone came in, like this huge love and trust factor started to happen, and this excitement for December 3 through 6, right? It's like, it's so beautiful to watch the rapid impact that one program had and how it works from there. So yes, the guys, the girls, you all just show me stuff, and I can still talk about how the influences now come back here, okay? Because now we play Indian music in San Diego, right? Love it. Are you kidding me? The rhythms, the vibes, the color, the pageantry, the food. So even the food that we experienced there influenced how I did food, or my team did food here. Last time we went for fresh, gluten-free, beautiful salads, high vibrational food. We got out of the wrappers and the prepackaged American food that we're used to, and we went Indian, right? It was really, so you can see how so music and food and vibration and consciousness that we learned from you guys, that we grabbed, we carried over to the work here locally. And then what's the coolest thing is Bharati and the team and y'all went to Malaysia, did logistics over there in KL where you're at right now. And this same kind of energy, they're going, where are you getting this energy from? Oh, this is how US does. Whoa, you know? So even our beautiful Asian Malaysian friends are going, oh, let's get funky, right? Let's do it. Let's have fun, right? Let's have fun with logistics. This is not a hassle. This is not a drag. People go, Eric, 20 hours a day? Well, yeah. Saturday's about 20 hours, right? What? How do you do that? It's love, man. It's love, 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 right? And if you just know that these results come, it's playing in excellence for 3.5 days is easy, y'all. It's easy. Look, you're getting me excited, Aziza. I'm getting pumped up. Let's do it. Let's open the doors. Come on.
Yeah, absolutely. In fact, you have brought up some amazing points because we are looking at in Bangalore now. We're going to have some awesome business people. We have great connections, and as we say, they are young entrepreneurs because, as we know, in India they are the world's youngest population, and they are coming up so strong. And we have young entrepreneurs. As long as they are in their late 20s and early 30s, and they are doing business, most likely they are in business from anywhere between 6 to 10 years. So that's the kind of experience they are bringing to the table. I have one of the new guys on board, and I'm here to speak to you about him. He is joining in for Money and Youth. He's been doing sales and marketing. He's been trained with Blessing when they were in Malaysia, in India. And they are coming up with some sales strategies to support us. And he's been in business for like about 10 years now. And he's only 29. So we're talking about serious business people who are coming young. And these are the people who are nurtured and advised with his work, humanitarian, as well as in his theatre, where he's supporting all the newcomers into the industry, really startups and all of it. This is very powerful. So Money is turning out some amazing people in the region, right? So, your light is so strong. I can't see your face.
Do you know what's happening right now? The sun is rising. So if you give me 20, that's the sun, right? Coming right through the camera. I'm going to close my windows, okay? Be right back. Okay. That's too funny. Okay. So welcome to the sun, y'all. I'm going to take this microphone off.
Yes, so what's happening right now, as we speak about it, is the program that's happening in Bangalore, December 2 to 6. And we are going to have an awesome team. It's a 3.5 days program. And Eric and Reggie, they are flying in from US with Jose. We have a couple of people flying in from US. And we have a whole team coming in from Malaysia and Singapore. And we have our instructor flying in from New Zealand, Andrew Barron. We have some amazing people coming from different parts of India, from Mumbai, from Cochin, from, if I'm not wrong, Kashiko, Nainital, Sonit Panapande will be there. And we're going to have people from Chennai and a lot of other places, even Coimbatore. They are all going to be coming in, not just as graduates, but also as new participants. We're going to have an amazing team. So what we're going to be doing there and what's the kind of shift that people are going through right now when it comes to being conscious. That's the one you're going to get into, like getting connected to your heart. Just as what you heard from Eric. We're really talking about serious business people who have fun and a meaningful life moving forward. So really practicing that in your life. When we say conscious, it's a lot about love. It's a lot about being non-judgmental. We're really talking about being forgiving and being in love and being in unconditional love. A space that will really contribute for us to be more effective in the way we get into global peace, right? So we have peace within in our business, and We live that, and we are spreading that in our work through our business and reaching out to others. So this is the journey that we are all on together. And as a global team, it's a really, really, I'm feeling so blessed, brother, that you are in this journey with us. And we're really thankful. I really recognize when you say that you are standing with us, because this being a stand is a huge thing. That entrepreneurs have the biggest challenge when we say, I don't have anyone to support me, my family's not supporting me, I don't have this, I don't have that, and all the scarcity around the work that you do in business. And then here you have a community that stands for you beyond boundaries, beyond house, language barriers, religious barriers, and we're just there together because we have a higher purpose. You recognize what I want, and I recognize what you want. And so we have some beautiful love, being translated around the world. So you're back, and tell us more what you like to see in India, and we can before we conclude the call. And what's your
Okay.
purpose in long-term vision? What do you see happening?
Can you say the question for me again, so I hear it again?
What do you see happening in India with Money and You and the work that you bring to the table for entrepreneurs in India, for business owners in India, and as we move along, enrolling more Indians into the picture, because it's been a huge hit in China, as you know, and Asia has been around since the 90s. Money and You was done in 70s, the 80s, we came into Asia, and from 90s, we had huge hit in Singapore and Malaysia. And then in 2000s, we had in China, and now we are in India. So what do you see happening in this global phenomenon?
Ooh. Well, you bring up a really good point about the comparative of Asia, Malaysia, and KL are in China are just rocking, right? The business school and all the things that are happening there. And what I've seen over the growth that they've had is because they have fantastic leadership, right? Leadership from, and what we talk about is, from a DISC profiling, right? They've got the D's and the I's all over the place, but they also have lots of C's and S's, right? Lots, and also from a consciousness, right? So they've really grown and expanded, and where they're literally having a Money and You virtually every month in English or in Chinese, right? It's phenomenally beautiful. I see the same thing happening in India, right? When you have a pool of 1 billion people with this heart-centered, and now you give them, and you just hit it so awesome, Aziza, that, you have a very young, up and coming nation that's educated, passionate, committed, spiritual, connected to source, all these things, but yet they may not have the support that they're looking for because they've got ideas that fly in the face of a lot of tradition, fly in the face of a lot of, challenge the status quo or challenge the consciousness of your country, because because I'm half Mexican, right? My peeps, we have this certain idea that entrepreneurship may not be for us, right? We make it on the strengths of our backs, right? We get 7 jobs. We take the jobs that we say the white people don't want, right? Just keeping it real, right? But that's a lie. That all of that thinking is just stinking thing. It's low vibration thinking because it's the support system, right? And when we talk about Money and You giving as a family, that's not a sell job, y'all. That's not to sell you to come and buy a ticket. I don't want you to come buy a ticket for our sake, right? We don't need you to fill the room, right? I don't want just seats and butts. We always say, or butts and seats, right? I want your heart in that seat. I want your soul in that seat, right? And you may not know anywhere near where that's at, but if you give it the 3.5 days, I know you're going to find it, right? Because this family and this support system that says, man, if you want to go do that, if you want to make that thing or build that thing or grow that thing, or you and your cousin got this great idea, dude, I got your back, man. I got your, and what I've learned from your love, from Ramesh, about this collaborative business model, right, that we now instill in our business, is we tell our own people, hey, if you've got great ideas or great concepts, especially if they're ancillary to what we're doing, if they complement what we're doing, what do you got, right? Let's fuel that business, right? Let's put some money into it. We get a percentage of it. We make you grow. You help us. We help you. You go. Love that, right? That works all the time. And that doesn't have, or they got an idea that has nothing to do with our business at all, but yet they see something that I could never see. We support that. We support the young ideas, the energy, right? This hustle that they all have. And when we talk about youth, right, that's not an age thing, right? That's not, time is just a concept that we've contrived. Youth is a concept, is here, right? If your body's working, because we talk a lot about this in the room, if you can still move, you can get around, you're young, right? Your brain works and you've got ideas and you get up in the morning and you're excited, you're young, okay? That's youth. Okay, just because you've only been a few years, you just have a different perspective. And yeah, when you're 20, you can run a little faster, right? You recover a lot faster. But what I see for India is just this, right? This excitement, this passion, and the support to foster what's already going on, because y'all are so far ahead, right? You get it already on such deep levels, right? This idea of commitment, right? That you really have this, the way that you connect, the way that you're so close, and the way that you can articulate. That's what I thought was so awesome, is the way that these young people were so articulate in the words. And they're doing it in English, by the way, too. I know English is a big language for everyone in India, but still, to have the nuances of the words, to really catch it and to say where these things are coming from, man, it's so cool. And we're going to keep doing it, and it's going to keep growing, and it's going to influence a nation to influence the world, right? Because that's what we're doing. Is this whole thing that we're doing is for humanity, right? This is not another seminar to come in and learn some rah-rah stuff and go on your way. That's not what we do. We don't pump you up. In fact, we squeeze you a little bit, right? We make you show up, right? So this is for humanity. 100% of the people can be supported and sustained and get what they're looking for if we come from a place of service, right? And that's what makes this magic all happen, is that this entire team that puts on this program in India and here at home is 100% of service. There's like no egos in it, right? This is not about me, right? We're presence in the room. We definitely have fun, like you were saying, but we're so serious about it at the same time, right? We're not playing around, but we can still have fun. Right? It's learning how to do that. It's learning how to be 100% responsible with joy. And I got my bros, I got my humanities back. That's how we do it. And that's what I see for India. And what I see for India, why India is going to win, is because of you, Dr. Mesh, Simon, some really key people there that are saying, we're not going to give up. We're going to keep doing this because your belief system. So you allow us to believe, right? We just follow and we go. And then this is the part that gets me, is that you let us play, right? You let us go for it. And you say, like Ramesh says all the time, I love crazy. I love crazy because our crazy is within the confines of the game. The comparative I do is to basketball, right? Our team is full of all-stars, Hall of Famers. We're calling ourselves Globetrotters now, right? And we do things with the ball that you never seen, but it's within the rules of the game, right? It's within the system, but within that system, it allows us a lot of play for freestyling, for fast breaking, for creativity, for riffing, as we say, right? You get to be you in these moments, and you've allowed us to do that, and you trusted us. It's just allowed that whole space just to go, because we're cool, but yeah, at the same time, we're having fun. Right? It's a lot of fun. And the fact that we really get to express now and learning what this expression is, it just benefits the planet. And again, it's not about me, right? It's just, I've just recognized my role in it. And I love contributing and being my particular part in it. So India, you guys, here it comes, man. It's so fun, and it's so fun to be a part of, right? To be part of this now in the beginning. It's just, again, back to the excitement that's in June has like amplified and carried over to December, and I can't wait to get back in that room to see what happens, right? And what happens too is, like, this is a whole nother, you're going to 6 hours away from where we were before, right? It's essentially, it's a brand new program in a brand new city for the first time, but yet our foundation is so strong, and there's none of this, you know, it's like, it's going to be as if we've done it 100 times there, right? We're going to be or this team, you guys, everyone front to back is so solid and ready that we are hitting the ground. Wow. So can't wait. December 3 through 6. Yes.
That's right. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for being on the call, Eric. It's an amazing pleasure, and thank you so much for waking up so early, 5 a.m., to be with us today. And once again, everyone, thank you so much for tuning in, and we want to see you in Bangalore, December 3-6 in the Money and Youth program. For more information, you can log into our site, shinead.com, where we will share with you all about Money and Youth, the program that's been around in the world for 36 years, with more than 100,000 graduates, over 65 countries. And now we are in India, and we are going to do it for the first time in Bangalore, December 3-6. So we see you there, entrepreneurs, all on aspiring trainers and coaches and mentors and consultants who can gain tremendous value from this program. So we see you there, December 3-6. Bye-bye.
Peace. Come play.
Yes.
Come play with us, guys. You'll have a great time. And you know what you'll really find there? Yourself. You're there. So come find yourself there. We'll be waiting for you. Love you all. I love you so much, sister. Thank you for putting my face on the interwebs today. Thank you for allowing us just the love that you have, and then the love that you show us for saying, please come back. We love how you do it. This is our team, and the joy and the gratitude that we have from that is, here it comes. Get ready for the love, right? Can't wait to see you and in person, face to face, very soon, just a few weeks.
Thank you so much. So have a good day, and every one of you have a good day to you. And for those watching for the night, Aziza Jalaluddin, Shine 88. Bye bye.